Alright, welcome back to Team Rhino Podcast. This is number 4, we think. Is that right, Browner?
I think so, yeah, 4.
Is that right, Redzer?
Cameraman should know that now.
Is that right, Redzer? Oh, I don't want to do it anymore. Nobody likes me. Shut up, you fucking wanker. Even Darby's back in the pink tonight. So we're not going to go be too serious because we don't want to make this too serious. This is just really about the Team Rhino family and our Jiu-Jitsu and MMA network, and about keeping us all involved and us all in contact. We were off the ball a bit with this whole corona and bullshit thing, so we're trying to get back at it now. So just listening to the news today and the radio and talking to a few people, it looks like we could be back in the 29th, lads, of June.
Yeah, that's a godsend.
That's good. Would it be good for you?
Yeah, because they were talking initially, wasn't it August fucking 10th or something? Or August 20th?
August 10th, and then July the 20th.
Yeah, it's still a long time away.
And now it's talking next week, 29th.
Right.
So there's meant to be an announcement today, so we can look up that, where you're like meant to be the news correspondent, the information guru. What information have you got left for us? Nothing?
June 29 potentially.
No, the June 29, but the thing is June 29th with limited number, so there can't be more than 15 in the gym. That'd be okay.
Not going to be more than 50 on the mat.
No, but yeah, I think in the whole building with the gym and other stuff, maybe with the girls downstairs, we'll have to watch how we use the entrances and stuff like that. We're not too. We can't have. You're meant to have a two separate ways if you can, an entrance in and an exit. Our entrance would walk through the bottom gym, so what we just do is we space out the classes really. You know what I mean? The big changes for us will be on the 29th, if we do start back, we'll probably start back the 1st of July. Will be the mat area will still have to be divided into zones. And what we've been looking at up here the last week or two was, okay, us three decide to come up to the class, or the class time is on. We train in zone A, but we make sure that that's clean before and after we use the thing, right? When you come up to training, you come up ready to go from your car. Like our mammies are bringing us a cracking with my kids, and we've brought in the suit on us, ready to go. You do not use the change room. You don't hang around the desk. You don't hang around the area. You don't hang around the mat area. You come in ready to train, have your towel, your water with you, you leave with your gear. Get changed in the car or whatever. Because if we do close the change rooms, we are going to do anyway, we still don't want 20 fellas all standing beside each other at the front desk getting changed. It is going to be awkward at the start, but they are the rules, boys, as far as I know. So what we're going to do is, if I'm taking me MMA class and I have 20 guys in the class, I'll put them in groups of 5 probably, in the little zones we have made out. We'll say to the lads, you clean everything when you're done there, off you go when the class is over. 15 minutes later, next class starts.
So you're gonna train just them 4 lads, say?
No. I'll train the whole class.
Yeah,
then lads stay in that little zone.
Stay together. Like,
yeah, stay in that little zone. So they say the cage. You stay in that cage, but you cleaning after you. What I don't want doing is we have lads are very good at cleaning, but we do have 1 or 2 guys that just do not do it. And they would get on the mat and they'd have blood all over the place, and they would walk out and leave someone else to clean it for them. And he'd be. No, you know what I mean? There is fellas that just don't like look down the nose and they think, well, hang on, I'm paying the service here, and you know, it's a gym when it comes in. But look, you got to keep it clean. You know, very 99.9% of our lads do, but it's not always 1% that just don't do it. You know, it's like the toilets when you see when the Jiu-Jitsu class comes in, they say to me, Andy, look, the fucking bathroom, blood all over. Someone gets a nosebleed.
Yeah, you get some good.
It's all over the floor.
Spray it, wash it, and run
That's
back out to
the
the thing.
Yeah, but they don't mean it. Some of them do mean it. I've had lads pissing on floors and everything, but look, hopefully we'll have that sorted. The other thing is the hard part will be coming in the gear ready to go, and especially the MMA lads that have all the gear with them. We're not going to let anyone leave any shin guards and gloves around here because, you know, you bring everything with you, then you know it's washed, and anything that's left in the gym, I'm throwing in the bin, or I'm going to sell it on adverts.
That's not new.
That's always been happening anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give them 3 or 4 days now. It's going that day. At the end of the class, if there's something left, it's going in the bin. So it's up to you to be you know, to bring it home with you. So that's just the numbers. There's a spacing. The rolling and sparring for our sports, for Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, we can't really not.
You can't social distance in the Jiu-Jitsu class.
But what we should try and do is that when you come in and you're on the mat, especially the senior guys, Someone gets on the mat with a suit, or someone gets on and this looks dirty. Grab them, don't make a show in front of them. Grab them and say, listen, get off the mat. You fucking gears, Mikey. Or if you see someone getting on and not disinfecting their hands, I'm going to tell you, I've done an email out to everyone there in the gym that said, when you come to the gym, I want you to have your own hand sanitizer in the gym. We had them up there. Look, we've one actually over there as well. But have your own in the gym. Don't be waiting on everyone else. You clean your hands, getting on the mat. Clean your feet as well, probably. You getting on the mat. You know, there's no harm in doing that. And when you finish training, disinfect yourself, grab your gear, piss off. I was doing a course online there, that Kildare Sports thing had a course on, and what they had the kids with the GAA doing. So when they finished the class, at the end of the class, you disinfect, you put all your gear away, you disinfect your hands again, and everything's in a clean bag going home then. Off you go. You don't say, well, hang on, Daddy, hang on downstairs, we'll have a chat. You go home, you know, and that would be hard to do with some guys, but that's the way we will be doing it. No changing rooms open. Of course, you can use the toilet, but try and go before you come. But the shower and the spa is not. The thing for me there would be the equipment. Make sure you clean it. Get in the habit of eating before you train. I know, but fellas don't. Get in the habit before. Fellas come up here and look. The wraps are shaking out. They're bleeding. Fucking dead bleeding. Bodies falling out. The wraps are bleeding that dirty. Come up even when you be getting on the mat. Wipe your gear down. Wipe yourself down. I used to do a thing here because of you didn't see too much in judo when we started jiu-jitsu. Ringworm was a big thing.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't matter how clean the mats and how clean the art. There's always someone getting
Happens
skin
everywhere.
on skin.
Yeah.
So I used to have a habit when I was doing the stuff or washing my hand with a bit of the the bacteria stuff. I used to do my neck because that's where you're getting it. Most fellas don't get ringworm. It's here
Comes grabbing your neck
or
and
the
your
neck,
wrist.
and that's where you're getting it.
Yeah.
So I say with the alcohol as well, give your little neck a little dark as well. I know you're pretty bad in your face, but I would. It was me, you know what I mean?
But habits will be different across the board now. Everyone's just going to have to be
Yeah.
more conscious of being hygienic.
Yeah.
Belts, jiu-jitsu belts, the fuckers are never washed.
You know, so I put my hand. I never ever wash my hand. I went to washing them there.
Yeah.
I had about the time you're very good to me. The time before you wear, send me gear all the time, and they look after me right since they started. And that's a big shout out to the time before you wear. They're very good to me. I don't even ask them, and they still really look after me. And you know, they actually helped us with our mat upstairs. They're the one that covered their mat, sponsor their mat covered. So which is nice of them. And they do help you out. Yeah, of course. But I think the thing is that I wash my belt now, and there was an old habit of, you don't wash your belt.
Yeah,
That's,
your magic
know.
power is
Yeah.
stored in your belt.
It's just a thing that you didn't.
So is
wash
your
it.
fucking ringworm, like.
But then I was thinking back to as a kid in the judo and saying, did we wash our belts? Did we wash our suit? The reason we didn't wash our belts when we were kids was because it's not like now the way you go from a white belt to blue belt to purple belt. You had the same belt and you went down to the chemist and you bought a dye. So it was a little thing. Yeah, that's how it was in judo. Yeah, so it was a little yoke, a little thing. And you bring it home to your mat and you dye it in the sink.
Yeah.
You put the belt in, and then if you washed the belt, the dye would be all over the clothes, and that's what you learn.
Could have fucking put myself in a black belt.
This
This
is
is
it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
but
there
that's,
thinking,
that's usually, or you'd see on someone's suits, they'd have a suit with little green marks, and because the dye probably wasn't as strong,
running off.
or they're running, or the suit was wet and something, you know.
Wreck it in the wash.
Yeah, and you can understand, that's probably the old thing that you only had probably one suit and stuff, and here in Ireland, it's not like in America where it's fucking roasted.
Yeah, if you couldn't get the Mullins, you had to improvise.
Yeah,
It was the only
it
place
was a
you
big
could
thing
get.
to get it, and you went to, yeah. But most of them you dyed your belt,
Yeah.
which was bleeding mad. So that's the one thing, we make sure all the gear's clean. And if someone does come up, you know, just hold them aside. But you do have repeat offenders. Every gym has them. The stinking bleeding.
Yeah,
you know.
you'd be trying to dodge them in between rounds and
Yeah.
you see them looking at you.
Yeah.
Are you free up? You'd be crossing the gym to get away from
That's
them.
why Darby's sitting now.
I'm going to sit this round out, lads, rather than rock with him.
You just make sure you're clean. You know what I mean? And on that, have you started on that? How about your gym for a weights gym?
It's mad, yeah, because I think the big ones, the likes of the Fly Fits and Ben Dunn's, I think I don't know what their operational policy going
Well,
forward
I
is.
joined Ben Dunn's for the pool and the jacuzzi right here.
They're-
They're all closed now.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
changing rooms. I got an email from Ben Dunn's. No changing rooms. No fucking toilets. No nothing. When you come in ready to train.
Yeah.
I think they're putting lockers on outside around the gym for your keys and your wallets and that. But there's no lockers inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be like going forward. So operationally, it's going to be tough for them because what you have to do is you have to book like a lot of them. I know the big ones in the States are doing a thing where you have to book an hour slot and whatever. You have to get in and get out. But if you have like
Why do you
15,000
fucking bother?
members, Yeah.
Would you be bothered?
I'm not. They're gonna lose business, aren't they?
Yeah. Like
Well,
well,
I'll tell you one thing,
you
I've never-
can't get a slot till Wednesday week.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, I've never seen as many people outdoor training, running and cycling. And one of them myself.
Yeah.
Is it going to affect the gyms, the bigger gyms?
I think a lot of people will sort of get into the habit. They might have just got themselves a few bits of equipment and set it up in a spare room or a garage or a back garden, and they might be looking at that going, do you know what? Rather than waiting fucking 10 days to get a slot in Fly Fit, I might just spend a bit more money and set up my own training slot here. There's a lot more people giving out operating online now in my line of work. I'm flat out working with my clients online.
Yeah,
And
my missus does
training
the
at
Zoom
home.
for the stage show with the kids now, yeah.
A lot
I
of
find
people
it
do that.
bleeding bored, not bored, but I was doing a few drills, I stopped doing them, I should have been doing them, I go for the kids. But I found as well, I go to Sheen's on doing strike class, and they're busy and then they're not busy, and then they're busy the next day, the kids' class is busy one day and that. Now we don't charge for them. Maybe we should charge for them, make people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hopefully this is all going to be gone anyway, we're going to be back the 29th.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources now where people are doing that online. You might see people just sticking with that, especially if people
Yeah.
lost their jobs and they now work from home and they're like, Jesus, I can roll out of bed and I can be ready to train within 5 minutes. I don't have to get up.
Yeah, but it's not as
Um,
motivating going
yeah,
into
it's-
that spare room.
So we're bullshitting about that, about the gym starting back up. It will be messy. I think fellas will, it will take a while. I think the kids will find it easier because when I was watching they were in Brazil and the coaches are at the door and the parents leave the coach at the door or the kids at the door and the coaches disinfect the kids going in and then they go.
Yeah.
Then the parents are outside and the coaches are standing there disinfecting and disinfect the kids.
You can
as
stand
they
there
leave.
more, I'll come in.
I'm going to stand there with a power hose. You know? Sheep dip.
Delouse them on the way
I
in.
get carried up the washes.
Be like the Shawshank Redemption.
So I think the kids will do it no problem. It will be probably get out of bed to your alarm. It'll be probably training the parents not to be walking in and out of the gym. That's the
Yeah.
new thing. And then getting the adults, our adults here, coming ready to go to train. You know, you just have to get ready in your car probably.
Yeah.
Or just come in and go home with your buttons. Look, if someone's coming from a building site and they're stuck, I'd say there'd be no problem. You can go into the change room, get changed, and clean up after that. But you can't have 20 fellas doing that, you know. The one emergency case, I suppose. And then the butcher, he uses the toilet every time he comes here. I don't think he has toilet roll in his house. His dad doesn't let him. Because every time he's in that Jack's,
And you have to get in there before them.
yeah, and he's a
Oh.
good 20 minutes. Him and Ando Carr.
Yeah, oh Jesus.
Ando Carr, the Phantom Shite Blower. He's always in the bleeding toilet. So we have to watch them two lads. They'll have to maybe, you know, we probably have to get a part live outside for them.
Well, next thing, what about the camp? Portugal.
Oh, the camp, yeah, well, I'm about to be talking to Colin, and Colin said everything is sort of getting back to normal. I think the bars aren't opening in the inside or something like that, but restaurants and stuff are selling beer. And I think there could be a way you can have a drink out in the outside,
Yeah.
be outside anyway. But I think we can adapt and come around and sort something out there anyway.
Yeah.
A few cans of beer down the beach every night.
That's it.
Yeah, so the campaign's going ahead. I know that I was talking to Ken Higgins and the team running the guys in Port Leach, and they booked flights last week. So there's flights back up for sale.
Good flights, yeah.
So, and the flights weren't too expensive, I think they were about 150.
Yeah.
So our camp, the team Rhino camp, we've about 60 guys going, guys and girls from around the country. It's not just for Team Rhino, anyone can go. You know, any team, we've had fellas from the UK there, we've had Marcelo Garcia guys there, we've had SBG guys there, we've got a good few different teams over there over the years. And the Derby does go, Derby like a fashion icon when he goes there. He goes out with a little sailor suit sometimes, he'd be like that, what's that bottle of aftershave, the fellow with the little...
John Paul
John
Dolan,
Paul Dolan, yeah. He'd just be like that and all going out, yeah. Yeah. He wears the tight shorts.
I saw Anto Heavy's outfit the last time and oh my god.
Yeah,
What
his
was
are
that?
shy.
What was that?
His are shy. Yeah, so the camp, I think there's a couple of places still in the camp. So Robbie Brennan sorts out that look at that. I must check with him today. But I know Colin in Shinobi Gym was saying, look, yeah, they're all ready for us. They're going ahead. We've been on to the hotel. The hotel are happy up as well. So
End of September, is it?
end of September, yeah. What day was it, Derby? Was it the 27th or 29th
Down
of
to
October?
October, yeah.
It's the last Wednesday in September, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
the
the
Wednesday
fourth
to the
week.
Monday or something,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the fourth week of October. So we used to do the camp early in the year, and what we found was the weather. We used to do the camp April, May time, and the bleeding rain.
That was really great. I did go one year and I was fucking sickened.
I heard it was
Lads were putting
bad.
up stories,
yeah.
lashing rain. I was sitting there
Yeah,
still that, yeah.
And that time, the bad rain, me and Reza flew out that day
To the UFC.
to UFC in Rotterdam. The weather in Rotterdam was beautiful.
Yeah.
We were slagging them, yeah, they weren't too happy. So that was the weather put us off, and then. But we had all intentions this year doing 2 camps. We were going to do an MMA camp for the MMA team, which wouldn't have been a holiday. A lot of people, I was going to explain, it was going to be a proper camp, up in the morning, to run, conditioning session, sparring and technical session, probably 4 sessions a day for a week. We were looking at, we might actually still look at that near the end of the year or early next year, but it won't be a holiday type few drinks, it will be serious shit. So maybe we might do it when we have a fight coming up. You know, a couple of fights are. I think we had a space there. Didn't we last year? We had a load of lads. This year,
There was a weekend
Fighting
where
around
there
the
was
same
4 different cards on. You had we guys on
Bellator, Cage
3
Warriors,
cards, wasn't it? And Pro Bellum. Was it that weekend?
Pro Bellum and
yeah. So Pro Bellum, I was happy with. Cage Warriors, I was happy with. Bellator, I was happy with, and I wasn't happy with the amateur team up the north at that time. They went up there, and I wasn't with them, and it was like they had lost a bit of confidence. Fellas, you know, that's the report I was getting anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember.
You know, so I think that let us down. I think
It's hard to spin all them plates when so many cards are happening around.
it is, and lads should have confidence. If we're putting you into a fight, we're putting you in there because we know you're good enough to win that fight. We're not putting you in there just to give someone a name on the card. We're giving you in there. You're representing their team, and I don't think some lads were as confident as they were, or when they come back and they said to me, yes, you know, a fine example was Isaac in Pro Bellum, great scrap. Battered your man, probably should have been stopped. He dropped the guy and he hurt him, and they got a big rush of blood to the brain. Forgot about being technical and competitive. Went in with a kill and got triangled. Had to be murdering the fella.
Yeah.
Fella couldn't stand. And then Taylor was the same. Taylor was just let the day get to him. We had your man a couple of submission attempts, could have finished him, and just sort of what I'm doing fighting, blew it out the window. Like his brother, he went over and cornered his brother.
He got the win.
He got the win, but he got the win the hard way. He could have finished the guy every round, couldn't he?
Yeah.
And he just, everything he said, he done the opposite.
Right.
And it's panic. It's panic.
That's the whole thing of amateur, though, isn't it? That's why you have a few amateur fights, like, yeah.
Yeah, well, we were discussing that then. I was discussing that with some of the senior MMA guys, Darby and Reds and Neil as a coach, and I was saying maybe we need to step it back a bit. We were doing too much sparring and too much hard type of training sessions. So I'm going to take that back now. We're going to move our sparring session to a Monday at 5:30, and you'll only be sparring really with a fight coming up. And I'm going to take that bit of hardness out of it. And I don't want lads getting in the cage unless they have fights coming up, and I don't want lads coming up there thinking they do their own thing. As he was saying, we were noticing certain guys were did the fight coming up, and all of a sudden they thought they didn't have to do the class. I do my own training. Coming half an hour late, maybe 15, 20 minutes late.
That's super standard.
20 minutes putting a pair of wraps on, and then I'm doing pads, or I'm doing this. So that's out the window. You know, you do what you're fucking told. You know what I mean? I can
You do
understand.
your bit, and then you do your own thing, whatever you want, like, yeah.
And that's what this room is for as well. So when the class is over, if you want to come down and do a few pads, you want to do a bit of rolling, you want to do a bit of wall work, it's here, like, you know what I mean? You know, or like so the MMA's on a few jiu-jitsu lads want to come and do a bit of rolling. Enough room here for 2 or 3 fellas to roll in. And we probably will use this room now with this whole breakdown of your numbers and sections.
Keep
You
them
know?
separate, yeah.
Yeah, this would be an ideal room where you send the senior coach down here, but maybe 3 or 4 beginners introduction before you bring them up to the madness. You know, so that's it really. Yeah, so the camp. Other thing, competitions. Can you see jiu-jitsu competitions coming back this year?
No.
I can't because of the whole thing on public gatherings.
Yeah, numbers.
Insurance as well.
Yeah, insurance will probably they don't want to touch it for a while. I'd say as well the visual aspect of looking at it as someone who doesn't know what jiu-jitsu is, like a government minister looks at it and all you're looking at is people literally like this on top of each other. I mean, yeah, they're probably not going to look at that and go, oh yeah, that's okay. So it might be a while, but I'm hoping the Jiu-Jitsu Europeans in January will go ahead.
Yeah.
That could possibly be the next big thing that comes around because they might just write this year off for organising events domestically in a lot of places. You know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. But I seen someone had up about doing a novice grappling competition in August or something in Ireland.
In Ireland?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
The only thing I say you could do is maybe if you've done a few in-house or small type of events where you say I don't know, you know, like an 8-man team from this gym goes to another gym.
Grapplefest and Polaris are back on.
How long are you going to hold off on the events though, like if it comes to that, like if they don't get a cure, say?
Yeah, it's true. You can't just put it on
Can't
hold.
just
It could
put it
be
off,
years
Yeah.
without like the likes of a vaccine or whatever, and people don't want to take the
No,
vaccine.
you know what's going to happen as well. Once we get back to this bleeding normal trend of 29th, one day after that, people will the fuck.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
It
And
will.
you see that already. See the traffic coming up here. We were coming up here last week. It's not you up here in 5 minutes. Fucking traffic's
Busy roads today, yeah. Everyone's back in the routine.
Yeah, like we've seen plenty of MMA shows still on. We haven't seen much of the jiu-jitsu stuff. But as you said,
Yeah.
behind closed doors, there's a
Big
few of them.
difference, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if she, and nobody wants to do that here because they're not going to make money then and ticket sales and stuff.
Yeah.
But
The
we
ones
might
that are
look
doing
at-
it are the ones that have flow grappling deals and big sponsors and all that. Like so.
Yeah, well, you know, so I might have been talking to someone that was going to help us out with Battlezone, and it was about doing a bit of. They were actually going to show Battlezone for us on a fight network. So maybe I might speak to them and maybe we could do some sort of jiu-jitsu league
It'd
or
be interesting, wouldn't it?
jiu-jitsu cup.
Just a card, a pay-per-view stream.
Yeah, even if it was free, that you know we're going to send it out there. It might be something we can work on.
Yeah.
A Battlezone grappling tournament or something like that.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I saw the guys from Cage Legacy tweeting a few times about possibly getting an event up and running, a behind closed doors
I
event.
can't see them getting insurance until next year.
How could you do it? Like, like
You could do pay-per-view like on say YouTube
Well,
or something like
yeah.
that.
the thing
Like,
about
would
if
be
you say
feasible
financially, unless you have a backer to pay for it,
yeah.
you know, because people aren't going to pay online for a local show.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People moan about paying for that in here, like the UFC,
Yeah.
even watch it for free in BT. So
Yeah.
lads aren't going to pay 20. You might get fellas paying a fiver.
Yeah.
Would you get 100 fellas paying a fiver? That's not going to cover anything, you know.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
even going to cover your streaming. So unless you have a sponsor or you're willing to waste money, because it doesn't matter if you have 5 fighters or 20 fighters, your medical bills, you don't see then leave the doctors, the ambulance,
Yeah.
all them things will be
Thousands.
needed.
Thousands.
You know, you're still going to need your event insurance, you're still going to need everything. You're putting pros on, you're still going to pay them. So it's still going to, you're talking a 10 grand bundle there to waste it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think people are going to waste it.
Yeah.
I see Brave are back as well. I
Are
didn't
they?
see that. Yeah, I just seen that they're coming up with a date. Is it Romania, I think?
Okay, they're going to be over there.
They're
Yeah.
all coming back now.
Yeah.
They're all coming back one way or the other. This
Yeah.
Fight Island is kicking off soon as well.
Yeah, a lot of it seems to be a big European base on it, isn't it?
Joe Duffy's on one of the cards. He's
Yeah,
way
about
down the
time.
card. Yeah.
Beltline Joe's back.
Yeah,
Beltline.
absolutely. Really good to see. I was looking at some of the cards are class because they have UFC 251 is on it. It has the 3 title fights, and then it has not Jessica Andrade, is it? It is. She's fighting a rematch against Rose Namajunas. That's on it, along with 3 title fights.
No.
Jose Aldo is fighting Piotr Jan, isn't he, for the bantamweight belt?
Mad.
And
Can't imagine how he glows up. He's such a good warrior and a good athlete. And I think he's gone by his prime, you know.
yeah.
He wants to go out. He wants to go out on a win though.
I'd love to win
And
it
a
then,
good
just
win,
go out and win.
Walk
Yeah.
out with the belt. Yeah.
I'd say if he could go back in time, he'd go out before the McGregor fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just
He
hang
hadn't
on.
lost in
Listen,
nearly 10 years
Listen,
at that time.
10 years dominant. Can't take that away from him. Like people that 10 years.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Muscadam was the best
Well, he's
ever.
ruining his own legacy now.
It is, but they all do it. BJ Penn as
Yeah.
well, you know.
Yeah.
Silva
Yeah,
as well.
battered.
Yeah.
Silva
Yeah.
also
Anderson
forward.
Silva's still going, yeah. He's fucking 147.
Yeah.
That's down to the money though, isn't it? They're making the,
And they want to be in the limelight all the time. They don't want. It's hard to give it up. You know
It's
what
an
I mean?
addiction, yeah.
It's hard to
If
give
you're
it up.
used to walking into an arena with 20,000 people screaming your name, and then all of a sudden that's gone, like it's
Yeah.
not going to be easy to just go, oh yeah, I'm done now. You know, what are you going to replace it with?
Yeah.
You get
It is
used to that
hard.
high, don't you?
Yeah, I think for us as a team, I think we're going to probably organise a couple of team days here. Once the numbers get back from July, I think you can have up to a 200 whatever. So we'll do a couple of team days here, team barbecue, social distance, pasta burgers and meat our way.
that's the big public.
You can only stay eating the burger for 90 minutes in the pub. That's all bleeding mad. You see
That's
someone,
stupid, isn't it?
I tell you what's going to happen. Do you ever see 12 pubs?
yeah,
That's what's going to be.
Yeah.
A different pub every night.
Just go and get one booked for 6 o'clock, get one
Have
booked
them
for
all
half
booked in a
7.
row, yeah. That's what it's going to be.
yeah. A potato crisp sandwich for a tenner and
Yeah.
a pint. You know what I mean? Yeah, be mad.
Yeah, there'll be
Good
tons
man.
just stretching the limits just to get back in business, you know.
Yeah.
And how are you going to get people out, lads? Your time is up.
What are you going to do if you didn't cut our glasses or something? You know what I mean?
Your 90 minutes is up. Yeah, but I have 4 points in front of me.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Like swimming when you were a
Like
kid, you go in with your swim, you get the whistle blow, next group in, you'd be trying to hide the same, next swim. You wouldn't understand that, Dave.
I would have to not to swim pool.
Yeah, you know, so when you're going to have that, everyone comes in, the fella would right, out you go, next group, come into the pub.
Sounds like the worst crack ever. Why would you not just have people over drinking your garden? Be more crack. You could sit there all night.
And loads of people getting pubs built in their backyard.
Seen
Shacks,
that, yeah.
loads of people
Yeah.
getting. I had a few people on to me about bits and pieces for bars. I was putting them on to Bill. Bill might have someone get second hand or no fellas can get them, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it's fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah, big time, big time. People just get used to operating from home now as well, you know?
I still want that aspect of socialising, don't you? With
Yeah.
people you don't know, like.
I couldn't give a fuck if I ever had a drink again.
Huh?
I don't really drink anyway.
I don't even get it, but I do like the idea of being able to do it, like if I wanted.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people will be going insane after just being stuck within the four walls. And there's definitely a few weeks there.
You never leaving shoes on the mat.
Well,
On the mat area.
you all have shoes on.
You don't, none of us have shoes on, we're all our socks. Martial arts.
You don't need to put your shoes on, the bleeding state bodies are feet.
What's wrong with that feet? My nail never grew back properly.
I don't want to talk about that, I like grip.
Never grew back.
No, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it. Jesus Christ.
It's like something's under it, like muck or something's under it, or I don't know where. Half an alien. But
You and Griff are the same.
they're me penny socks, they're me pre-Father's
Queue for
Day.
pennies now.
No, they're me pre-Father's Day socks.
But you seem like a lot that queue for pennies.
Do you know what? It was a Wednesday. We were dropping the kid over to the sister-in-law in Malahide. We were like, we need a load of shit from IKEA. Will we go down and see if there's a queue? I'm not queuing, but we'll go down. So we took a drive down. My Jesus, the size of the queue.
Crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we sent it to the security guy. We said, look, if I walk in the back of that queue, how long will I be before I get into the shop? He said, oh, about an hour and a half at least.
So I went yesterday, I was in the queue for about 16 minutes.
Yeah.
After 5 minutes being in the queue, I turned around
I said, look.
and the line went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
We just beat it by about 3 or 4 minutes.
What'd you buy?
I only ended up getting a mirror and a yoke, but it wasn't worth it. But if I had it arrived 5 minutes later, I wouldn't have queued in the queue.
Yeah, I just said to Miss, I said, look, it's 2:30 now. We're 3 or 4 o'clock getting in. By the time we get in and out, the day is gone. I said,
Yeah.
look, let's just wait a couple of weeks and
It's
come back.
fucking, I'll tell you what though, I see wankers right coming out. Little plants, just one single plant, that's
Yeah.
something like they were just for something to do, that's all the only reason they were going, like, yeah.
Someone talking in the queue.
Yeah.
Years ago, Donovan shopping centres, some stores went on fire. Years ago it was in the 80s, and they had a sale on, they were selling everything off because someone was smoked down in the bike queue with me man. 5 in the morning, we were about in the first 100 in. I got myself a pair of, I don't know, 10 or probably. Miami Voice was big in the telly at the time. I got myself a pair of Stonewash jeans and a Miami Voice jacket. They're like a summer suit jacket, and you roll the sleeves up like Duran Duran. That's it. Yeah, I was about 10 walking around.
He was 35 when he done this.
Yeah, really.
He queued up with me man.
Queued up. Remember queued up like a bleeding
I
dog.
had the kids with me as well.
Oh, Christ,
Mad,
there's no
mad
worse than queuing. I hate it.
I just think it was the whole thing of that. You were getting at the duns off.
The novelty.
6 in the morning, the novelty, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a fire. You wanted to go in and see the fire.
Do you remember when concerts used to sell tickets? You had to go and buy a physical paper
Why
ticket.
did I went and queued?
And I remember queuing for Oasis tickets in 1996. We went in the night before at like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
and there was thousands queuing up Grafton Street
Why was
for
that?
HMV. Yeah,
I
same
didn't queue. I got help. Someone got me their tickets.
gig down in Cork. It was unreal.
Why was that the one where Liam was sick?
Yeah, and the point that was a
No,
year
Noel
later.
was sick.
No, Liam was sick.
Liam
and
was
Noel,
sick.
Noel, and they were giving refunds in the queue. That was
Why
a year
was that?
later.
That was a great concert.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
great. I was pissed down my head. I didn't really drink.
The one in Cork was the Prodigy played with them, and it was
Oh.
the summer in '95 or '6.
I wouldn't be mad into festivals and music, man. But my younger brother, Dave, he's in a band, but he would have been mad into music and stuff. And they wanted to go and see the Verve playing in Slane.
Yeah, '99. Yeah, was that as well?
So I went to that and I said, I'll bring them. And at the time I was in the army and I was
Cracking
trying
with it.
hard. It was lovely. And of course I came out with my backpack. They're looking at me. My mate was with me in backpacking. I had sandwiches in the backpack.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
had bottles of Coke with water. Everything. You won't get into a toilet roll. You name it, I had in that backpack. I had
Yeah.
a torch.
Especially
I
in Slane,
had
you
a
need
jump,
it.
everything. Got to the security fella looked at it, but no problem. We actually knew someone from the army and stuff. Went in, lads are queuing up for 3 hours to get a bleeding thing of noodles. I had my sandwiches, man. me bit of a drink and all there. And at the end of the night, I said, right, we're running back to the buses because it's a long walk back to the buses. And my mate said, why not running back? I said, well, we're running back, or maybe we're run back. and we got to the fourth bus that was leaving.
Get out of there.
So the contest day was over at 11ish. We were home and all, gone through town, back in Donamead and all for about 12 o'clock.
I was still there till 3 in the morning trying to get a
Yeah,
bus.
my mate
Down to
was
concert with you now,
my
so that was done.
mate was 4 or 5 in the morning trying to get home because he got to one of the last buses and then you had to wait in the buses still and all the buses leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. they were
My
silent.
missus at the time sprained her ankle and I had to carry her on my shoulders for about 2 miles out of Slane, I remember it.
Yeah, you have to
Foxy,
be. You have
just
to
all
be
the
ready.
buses.
No, you have to be ready. Always be prepared, ready. The Jack's roll was the number one thing.
Yeah.
Your cost short now, Jack's roll.
Oh yeah, fuck all that. Yeah.
A bit of baby, a bit of sugar cream, yeah. A little small tub of it then as well. Huh?
In case of emergency.
Just dip the finger.
Especially if you're eating them burgers in the
You'll
chip
tell
and
you
sandwich.
haven't been to a concert art fest in a long time.
Yeah.
Fucking EP and all the VIP toilets and all down there now.
That's the worst. It's the worst.
Robbie Brennan went to a concert. He's instead of getting himself one of those fucking, what do you call them, camper vans, the Volkswagen ones, yeah. And he was going down, but he had just a general ticket to go into an area.
Yeah.
But your man thought he had the van, he put him into the place where all the camper vans were, and he had the free parking for the whole bleeding weekend.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't your man just bleeding camped out." Yeah, no, so it was a bit of crack. And as we'll talk about, I'm a little bored here, so we don't go off track. I'm only going off track a few times because Darby's meant to say a few things. He doesn't bother his arse. The other thing for me, for seminars, a few lads are on to me there. I will be doing the rest of my seminars this year. I'll be on to them. Talk to my secretary, Robbie. He'll start them out. We'll be back. Camp is coming back. Training hopefully over the 29th. We will do a little couple of events here in the gym. I think we might do some sort of little league, you know that? Just a league. Even if it's only between the team right now, gyms.
Yeah.
Be a bit of crack, I think.
Jiu-jitsu,
You can even get TJ to record them and put them on YouTube.
Something on FP now.
No, you'd be better off on the camera than watching you wrong last week.
And
let's say Derby.
No, that's it.
I know Pro Bellum's on in August, and listen, Chris Zorba, you're matchmaking. Derby can't because he's going off to Leiden, Lesbos or something. Where are you going?
Cyprus.
Cyprus.
I am it.
Oh, you never. Had me honeymoon in Cyprus.
So do we that.
Good spot. It was me and that. Yeah, good spot. Yeah, so Pro Bellum's back. Battle's on. We'll see what that's going to happen. Not going to promise that. No point in doing that.
It's hard to plan ahead at the moment. You just don't know what's going on. Like.
No. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't think that my match is going to happen this year. I think the world's rotten.
No, they're cancelled.
Eddie?
I said something they're cancelled, yeah.
Did you get any questions on the old Graham earlier? No.
Just some of the wrist lock. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
No, I didn't really put it out enough. We had to start doing that as well.
We got a couple.
Did you? Come on.
Brohan. It's always Brohan. How do you fend against outside Ashies?
You stay inside.
Yeah. Or kick him in the bollocks. That shit doesn't
Yeah.
work in the street, right?
Yeah. Ask Darby a jiu-jitsu question.
Come on, ask me a jiu-jitsu question. I've done 6 jiu-jitsu class, so I know what I'm talking about.
What is your favourite guard?
Favourite
Porrick. Porrick, yes. Connie go mad now saying that. Listen, we love all the guards, Connie.
Police lives matter. What's the best gi you've ever owned? Well, he's going to just go for his sponsors, aren't you? Do you use lightweight gis for competition? What's your favourite gi?
I actually like the lightweight hand gi. What's that one called? The 0G.
Yeah.
My favourite, right? Because it's good for competition. It's easy when you're travelling away to throw it in the bag. It rolls up really light. It's a nice fit to it. I think it's their best gi ever. Now I have all the other ones, but it's good. Now, outside of the tatami, which is my number one, years ago I did have a proper corral when they were the business come in, and I thought it was unbelievable.
Mm.
I'm not sure if it was the corral or the tatami. It was an MTHK or MTK or something like that. The special type of suit they had, but it was lovely. It was a great one. I think Reza has them still. He's wearing them.
Yeah, they're nice. I have a couple of grips ones, and they're the only ones where the pants don't fall all over the place and the drawstring doesn't
I
open.
think I look at the Tammy, there's a good range. There's a good range of gears. That's what I like. You know, I do like that lightweight. I have a couple of the other ones, the Stelios up there. I do like them.
Yeah,
but I
I
still like that 0G. It's a great feel to them.
have one since it was a fucking blue bat, and it's still grand, like not a bother on it. I have it 5 years probably, and it's holding up okay.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones I have, they were just like the pants are wrecked or whatever. I'd be going through them over the
Dad,
years.
what gi have you got?
Just a basic gi.
Yeah, what is it?
Just a basic one.
Bottoms up, one of
Never
them.
heard of
Top
that.
off someone
Many
else.
times have I done a gay class.
Yeah, we want to start doing a few more. That was the other thing as well. We were talking, I had the lads the other day, meeting, and I was saying, the timetable, I'm always changing it, but we'll get back to it. We never changed the Tuesday, Thursday jiu-jitsu class because a lot of the older fellas, it's the only time you can get here. But I was finding that our whole base, our team Rhino, you know, we're a jiu-jitsu gym first. That's what we are. That's what our base and our, you know, comes out. I come with judo background and then the jiu-jitsu, and you know, so that's what we do. We wrestle here is a big thing, and I found that we were losing that a little bit. We were just doing slaughter sessions. We're doing killing MMA sessions and just killing rolling sessions, and our jiu-jitsu was dying from it. You know, so we're going back to our no game Monday nights, and we're going to go back to wrestling Wednesday and Saturday, and we're going to really slow down the jiu-jitsu classes during the week and do a small bit of rolling on them, but more technical and drill and enjoy it, and don't rush between positions, and you know, get a bit of judo back in there and a bit of the whole thing. Browner hates the judo, but you know, so I think you got to slow it back down, back to the roots again. Darby hates that. All he wants to do is spar. Can we get in the cage? Can we get in the cage? No, that's how he's now brains. He's a little bit laughing all day. No?
CTE.
Yeah. E.T. phone home. Yeah. And there's a little board over there now.
Got through the whole list today, did we?
Says Red is a wanker again.
He's a cryback. I'm busy. I've got other things to do today.
That's an impression, isn't it?
Yeah, what
Very accurate.
Yeah, but listen, what have we got to do? It's nowhere open. There's nowhere to go anywhere. I have to mix a disc for 21 tonight. The same street you play every week. It's on SoundCloud. Well, I had three different things on the rods. They all sound the same. You told me it's shy.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I didn't say that before I go with it. It is shy.
Anyway, we had to get one little dig in before we leave anyway. Griff. Griff, I wasn't slagging your girlfriend. He was.
Stop bringing his girlfriend up.
Yeah, he said, what's the right? He said, my Redder calls her the sunglasses king, queen, and he calls her the little Hitler.
Never said the little Hitler.
Hitler then, big Hitler.
Big Hitler,
Do you hear shit going on these days? You can't be saying shit like that.
Oi.
It's all, they're getting rid of little Britain and all off the TV and all.
Yeah,
All the
cancel
bollocks.
culture.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
We all find a head next to the
Yeah.
rubber.
Yeah,
They
you
better
are.
not push fat at motherfuckers.
Listen, I said to the lads here that we don't want to be getting political, and we don't want to get involved in any of the bullshit, but there's a couple of things, like, I do not give a fuck where you're from, what colour you are, what religion you are, what sex you are, what car you drive, what car you don't drive, where you wear pink tops with ripped jeans here, or you have half socks and half
We don't
toes.
discriminate.
We don't discriminate. We hate everybody the same. No, we don't. Look, you come in here and behave yourself. You're a nice person. You're a nice person. You're an arsehole and a dickhead. Fuck off. I don't care where you're from. Here we are. Simple, isn't it?
That's it.
Simple, isn't it? It's life. Fucking live it.
Do you know what it is, right? The reason it's all happening now is because people are sitting around and they're bored and they want to just get involved in something. So the media builds up a little frenzy. This, you should be pissed off about this. So people are latching onto it because they've no other distractions. Whereas if you're in here and you're training, you're too busy fucking trying to survive and not get battered to care what colour someone is or if he's a gobshite.
There is
They
a
don't
big
care.
there is a big problem over in America.
There is a big
States
problem.
with that,
Yeah, we don't live there, so we can't really. You know what I
The
mean?
massive majority of people now are jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
A lot of people that aren't involved, have never witnessed racism in their life, and they're jumping on board and being offended just for the crack. Just
If
pisses
we
me
get
off.
too serious, we don't get serious.
Let's get out of that. Let's
Don't
get out
be
of that.
serious.
Right, we're signing off.
Yeah.
See you later.
We done?
Now listen, yeah, we're nearly done, yeah. So,
This is gonna go on about 3 hours.
no, well, we're done now. But just if you give us a bit of feedback, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear, and once this COVID bullshit is out of the way, and we're actually a metre apart, but it's the trick of the camera.
Yeah.
Has the zoom on it.
The depth of it,
The
yeah.
depth, it's the depth that has us. It's a thing about.
Those
But we will
cameras
be
are far
doing
away.
technique. Cameraman shouting them at area in the wall there.
That's
We'll
all
be,
good.
we'll be doing technique in here. So that's the whole idea of this. So if you want to see a technique like there, Kira Brown was asking about a move or technique, we're going to do that. Plus when people can travel, we'll have fellas like Kira on here, we'll have Mick Brennan Miles, Peter Levy from the north, we'll get different fellas here to teach and do something part of this little podcast. It's to help out the gyms, our own gyms and the team, and to spread the jiu-jitsu love around the country, isn't it?
Goose.
Yeah.
On that matter, I'm assuming that I didn't realise I was talking about on Instagram about training, and the lads are slagging me. I said, "Come train and piss off," and the lads want to get t-shirts made.
Paddy
Just
Roach
come
got
train,
one.
yeah, piss off. So lads, piss off. Hello, boys.
That'll do it.
We spend a bit of time on the
We'll
ground.
be back open.
We're back up next week, so 2 weeks time will be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You'd be more likely to get a couple of heads to come down for it as well, I think. Jim's up for a couple of runs.
Go and see that, see his spinny kick.
Reflexes.
We don't have the leg last time. I think I could be the new cameraman.